To switch topics, South Korea's intelligence service says North Korea is training Kim Jong Un's young daughter to succeed him, Joo Kim. Most individuals know little about North Korea. What we know shows that the supreme leader's old-fashioned ideals slow the country. He then did something much more forward-thinking. He may have prepared his daughter to succeed him before his death. Many advanced nations may not have a female leader till North Korea. News of this stunned the world. Her words would stun you more. Why now? Did her words affect North Korea? Learn what we know about the limited country and its future boss with us. Kim Jong Un clear air? North Korea conceals many things. Kim Jong Un's age and birth year are unknown. His birthday is estimated between 1982 and 1984. Even though his daughter Kim Jong Un was born in the 21st century, the world doesn't know her age or year. Why may a country's affairs be kept from the world? Internet photos of Kim Jong Un walking with his daughter bewildered people. What's so intriguing about a parent strutting his kid? Stay tuned for additional information. The moment Kim Jong Un unveiled his daughter Kim Jong Un was spoken about. He rarely talks about his family, not merely because North Korea is so restricted. He kept his kids private for years. Since Joo went public with her father, it sent shockwaves over the world and made everyone inquisitive about her sudden stardom. Everyone save Kim's children has never seen the second child, not even name. Finally understanding Joo's performance's importance. Nowadays, Kim Joo wears clothing that show off her wealth at these parties. Her clothes weren't neat or relaxed. Kim Jong Un may have been making a point or showcasing her as a replacement. The world deemed this move significant. It may be North Korea's nature. Kims have ruled the country from its founding, passing down power like a royal empire. When she joined him to major military events, where they looked at weaponry, watched parades, and saw the most important military commanders, it was unusual for a father and daughter to bond or travel together. These are not gatherings where you would ordinarily bring a child unless you want to convey a clear message about the future to her, the world, the military, or the country. Each appearance felt like a public message that she's significant and could be crucial to the regime's long-term ambitions. Strong looks show the young girl is suited for the job. The intriguing thing is that North Korea has always employed symbols extensively. This will be discussed later in the film. The photo of Kim Jong Un clutching her father's hand can reveal a lot. She's only 10 or 11, yet her appearance at these events made the Kim family seem long-lasting. Kim Jong Un may be preparing North Korea for her to take over as leader, keeping the family in power. North Koreans value family loyalty almost religiously. Seeing Joo in public could progressively establish the idea of her being a leader, even though she's young. She's young, as said. This helps her, the people, and the officials adjust to her being boss. The North Korean leader, everything about her is stunning, but her presence sends a powerful message to North Korean leaders. In the Kim family, loyalty is everything. Like Kim Jong Un, her public appearances may encourage the elite to support her. It's just strategy. It was like a chess move that showed the regime's inner circle that Joo is powerful and impressive despite her youth. Top military commanders who have sworn devotion to Kim Jong Un for decades must now focus on the next generation and her role in continuing the family's history. Her introduction makes her seem like a princess in North Korea's peculiar governmental structure. Officials know they must follow the regulations to keep their employment in the dictatorship. However, seeing Kim Jong Un at these events changes how outsiders view North Korea. Will Kim Jong Un prepare her to be queen? Are they training her to head North Korea? Is her role symbolic, showing that the dynasty will survive without a successor? Since the government is clandestine, it's hard to say, but her public appearance suggests she's not just another youngster. Her every outing appears purposeful, like Kim Jong Un is using her to portray security to his people and the world. This also raises intriguing questions about North Korean women in government. Kim Jong Un's training to become powerful would be a major change in a male-dominated culture. Men have traditionally led the Kim family, but people have admired them. If she is out in public, Kim Jong Un may be willing to break with tradition or wants to observe how his people and elite react to a woman as leader. Can you think a country with such stringent morals would test a female leader in front of practically all other great nations? Due to its greatness, some think Kim Jong Un isn't horrible. Even though Kim Jong Un is young, her stage presence with her father challenges North Korean power dynamics, keeping everyone focused on the next step. While everyone else does that, we can use North Korea knowledge to predict what will happen. Knowing North Korea and the Kim family will help us determine if Kim Jong Un will become supreme leader soon. North Korea's future has been tightly controlled since they know people won't be loyal to the Kim dynasty. All social classes want it. Young children learn that the Kims are virtually gods. Public remarks and school lessons support this attitude. If you don't support or even hint at disrespecting leaders, it will backfire. Everyone in the nation must attend family functions. Public praise of leaders is often required. You're not alone in being loyal. It underpins North Korean life every day. These customs include hanging photographs of the ruling Kim family in residences. Looking at photos of Kim Jong Un, his father, and his grandfather is almost holy. These seem like praying tools. They must be displayed in every home, in pristine shape, and regularly inspected by the government. There's more. Dirty, damaged, or mispresented photographs can result in harsh punishment. The act shows how much authority the government has over daily life and emphasizes regime loyalty. Since the video began, discipline and results have been mentioned. What will happen? How do you punish? You know what? You can visit North Korean political prisons. These brutal and covert jail camps hold regime opponents. These camps resemble modern gulags. Once in there, it's nearly hard to escape. Small crimes can land people in these camps, like casually criticizing the government or knowing someone who does. The reports of torture, hard labor, and hunger in these camps are horrific. The camps discipline and frighten people to make them loyal to the regime. North Korea clearly utilizes fear to enforce its laws. However, the government has created a strictly controlled society without the freedoms, rights, or traditions of other nations. This is shown by the government's ban on jeans and other Western-style apparel. Jeans, especially blue and ripped ones, are associated with Western culture, particularly American culture. North Korea dislikes the U.S. Since the Korean War, the U.S. has been its primary foe. People assume wearing blue jeans protests the regime's severe anti-Western falsehoods. The administration promotes Jewish-based nationalism. This view sees Western civilization, including attire, as a threat. Control it. North Koreans must dress according to government guidelines. These conventional, restrictive styles promote conformity and prevent people from expressing themselves through their looks. This makes people focus on their government devotion rather than their style, and wearing Western clothes might land you in work camps. Another key restriction in North Korea is car ownership. Anyone can buy an automobile one morning in various countries. Only government leaders and the wealthy can buy cars in North Korea. Many individuals don't have vehicles, and public transit is scarce. This makes it difficult for people to travel alone and reveals how much the government governs its population. Most people walk or bike, and there are tight countrywide transportation laws. Traveling requires government permission. Government policies that make car ownership tougher can make people feel more isolated. They make it impossible to gather or move without being noticed. Even if allowed, most people couldn't afford vehicles. There are stories of average individuals getting automobiles over time. The government tracks people's movements, which is tyrannical. North Korea rarely allows religious freedom, despite government claims of religious freedom. Religion may be highly harmful. Religion challenges the regime's power since it contradicts the state's commitment to the Kim family. Christianity is especially dangerous because of its Western roots. It could unite individuals behind viewpoints differing from government teachings. This is why the government restricts religious activities. People who practice religion, especially Christianity, can be jailed, tortured, or killed. State-sanctioned churches are primarily for show. They were designed to appear to promote religious freedom, but the government monitors and utilizes them for propaganda. Treasonous people idolize anyone other than the Kim family. Is it too far? You won't believe his Christmas stunt. Kim informed the few Christians in the country they couldn't celebrate Christmas and should remember his grandma, as the Grinch stole Christmas. Kim Jong-suk was born Christmas Eve 1919. A country concerned about a small religious group and its members would handle foreign tourists. How? Watch to find out. North Korea seldom receives foreign tourists, and when they do, the conditions are stringent. Foreigners can visit the country, which may surprise you, sure, but under severe conditions. It feels like entering a well-rehearsed film set. As a visitor, everything you do is monitored from entry until departure. No last-minute trips or unfettered exploration. All visits must be booked through a state-approved tour organization. Nobody will be alone. Government-appointed guides ensure everything goes as planned throughout. These guides determine what you don't see more than what you do. North Koreans are shown clean, well-kept locales apart from their troubles, like seeing the world through a Barbie doll or Disney lady. Everyone appears loyal and cheerful. You may attend a Kim memorial or a school where delighted youngsters chant about their teachers. North Korean government-sealed life won't be shown. No matter how much you want to observe how people live, you won't enter a village or market without permission. Photography is also regulated. Guides will tell you when to take shots and when not to. If you shoot images of normal life or North Korea in a terrible light, your camera could be taken away or you and your guides could be punished. Your entire tour is planned to portray the image of a powerful, cohesive, and well-run community. Most visitors realize there's more behind the screen they'll never see. Behind the wall, many North Korean families are without power. In rural areas with limited supply, power outages are common, mainly because the country's electrical grid is undersized and overworked. Pyongyang, the capital, gets more resources than other areas but doesn't always have power. Nightfall often darkens the city. Some residences have power for a few hours daily. Blackout exercises occur occasionally in several countries. They're common in North Korea. People utilize lights or little batteries to survive. This can be a sharp reminder of how hard things are in the country for tourists from locations with constant power. It's like visiting a location where only a handful enjoy modern amenities. Few North Koreans leave the nation for luxury. But that's another tale. Most North Koreans never consider leaving the nation. Regular citizens cannot leave the nation without authorization. Many people can't receive that permission unless they're important in the administration or loyal enough to serve abroad. Governments panic when people talk of leaving. They know that seeing the outside world may make it hard to believe the dictatorship. North Korean refugees risk their lives and their families. The government uses collective punishment for revenge, so if someone escapes, their family may be imprisoned or sent to work camps. Those who escape use risky routes, sometimes crossing into China, or pay off officials. Catching can result in forced return to North Korea, so there's no guarantee of safety. Where terrible penalties await. Is this excessive? Given the country's boss, it's expected. A man brings his own toilet to avoid his excrement getting into the wrong hands. Kim Jong Un worries that his country's average person doesn't have internet connection, which most people take for granted. Imagine living in a monitored intranet with limited internet access. Has only 12 state-approved locations. You can't use Google or Netflix for weird questions or new movies. It's impossible to browse social media like friends' postings or tweet quickly. Even knowing those things would make you suspect. The government controls all digital information. The worldwide internet is restricted to high-level officials, trusted elites, and researchers, but even their actions are monitored. Most people are unfamiliar with the internet. Kwangmyong is a restricted internal network that exclusively provides government-approved content. This prevents people from communicating with the outside world or learning anything contrary to official policy. What happens if someone contacts foreign reporters? When they're a non-North Korean movie, music, or book, worse things happen. The government controls information, and having foreign media without permission is a major felony. The broader issue of repression can be discussed now. The North Korean government goes beyond blocking websites and disciplining foreign media viewers. Every aspect of life is affected. Every government-run media in the country spreads lies. Public dissent, free press, and independent media don't exist. People only hear government-selected news. This usually comprises glorifying the Kim family and spreading the illusion that the Korea is strong and thriving despite evidence otherwise. TV is limited to government channels that continuously tout the regime, while radio stations are jammed to block international broadcasts. Daily news and instructional presentations are meant to change people's minds and keep them loyal, oblivious of world events. Imagine waking up every day to a government-approved stream of knowledge instead of news. Even enjoyable activities like TV and music promote government loyalty. Shows are absent. Talk and foreign news shows are absent. This bubble was designed to limit independent thought. As children, they only hear official propaganda. North Korea uses collective punishment, so anyone who challenges the regime's story or engages with banned material is a traitor and puts their own and their family's safety at jeopardy. The dictatorship controls information since its only purpose is to maintain power. Without knowledge of the outside world, or that their circumstances could be better, people are less prone to rebel or question the status quo. By isolating and not informing the public, the government can maintain power without uprising.